Ladies and gentlemen, we have Tim Scott laying the absolute smackdown on the View panel. I mean, to be quite honest with you, the way he carried himself, you'll see top of the line, top notch. Now, I don't know too much about Tim Scott, right? I'm not going to act like I do, but man, just buckle up, get ready, get your popcorn, because we get right into it. Without further ado, let's rock.
Oh my God!
Message. One of the things I think about, and one of the reasons why I'm on the show, is because of the comments that were made, frankly, on this show, that the only way for a young African-American kid to be successful in this country is to be the exception and not the rule. That is a dangerous, offensive, disgusting message to send to our young people today, that the only way to succeed is by being the exception. I will tell you that if my life is the exception, I can't imagine.
But it is.
But it's not, actually. It's been
114 years.
Yeah, so the fact of the matter is we've had an African-American president, African-American vice president. We've had two African-Americans to be secretaries of the state. In my home city, the police chief is an African-American who's now running for mayor. The head of the highway patrol for South Carolina is an African-American.
Still exceptions.
In 1975, there was about 15% employment in the African-American community. For the first time in the history of the country, it's under 5%.
40% homelessness.
And 50% of the folks in our community
get 13% of the population.
You had a chance to ask the question. I know that I've watched you on the show that you like people to be deferential and respectful, so I'm going to do the same thing.
True.
So here's what I'm going to suggest. I'm going to suggest the fact of the matter is that progress in America is palpable. It can be measured in generations. I look back at the fact that my grandfather, born in 1921 in Sally, South Carolina, when he was on a sidewalk, a white person was coming, he had to step off and not make eye contact. That man believed then, with some doubt now, in the goodness of America, because he believed that having faith in God, faith in himself, and faith in what the future could hold for his kids would unleash opportunities in ways that you cannot imagine.
Facts. And another thing too is, really quick, if you always have the mindset that, oh yeah, it's just the exception, we're just the exception. Like, literally, your mind is everything. Your mindset is everything. The thoughts that you think become reality. They come into play. So if you're constantly thinking, I'm the victim, then damn it, you're the victim, right? Because you're going to literally, whatever you're thinking, your actions will show, right? So what this brother is just saying is, first of all, he gave a lot of examples. The exception is like, okay, one or two. That's the exception. Not like all of these examples he's listed, right? That's not the exception. That's a person, okay, that put in the work, that did what was required. Did they have to work harder than the average man? Maybe that doesn't look like them. Possibly. As a person of color, I could tell you possibly. Okay, suck it up. Right. And to be quite honest with you, I think it's in some ways, I want to be careful with this because I know that the pitchforks are coming. In some way, we have way more, in a lot of ways, actually, we have way more opportunity than we did before. In fact, it's an abundant thing now. There are programs set up. There's so much help that if you looking like this, you look like me, you could get the help you need. So especially in 2024. So I don't want to, the excuses, I don't want to hear that. Back to the video.
Every kid today can just change the stations and see how much progress has been made in this country. ABC, NBC, CBS, ESPN, CNN, Fox News all have African-American and Hispanic hosts. So what I'm suggesting is that yesterday's exception is today's rule. And for us to
suggest...
So
America has met its promise.
No, of course, the concept of America is that we are going to become a more perfect union. But in fact, the challenges that we faced 50 years ago and 60 years ago should not be the same challenges that we face today. And here's the way that you measure that. When my mother was born, about 10% of African Americans got a high school degree, diploma. Today, it's over 90%. When you look at the income success that we've had.
That's an HBCU stat.
Well, listen, HBCU stat is a good one because one of the reasons why I took the funding for HBCUs to the highest level in the history of the country, and then I helped make it permanent, is because I believe that education is the closest thing to magic in America. So I'm about making sure that our kids have as many opportunities to succeed as possible. It's one of the reasons why.
I need an opportunity to succeed because I have to go to break.
Now they gotta go. We gotta go. You're doing too much. You're telling too much truth. We gotta go to break. You're just dropping too many truth bombs, bro. We gotta go. We gotta go. Zip it. Hey, look, every time somebody gets on a roll, they got to go to break, right? Anyway, yeah. So, man, I got to go with Scott, of course, obviously, right? Like, holy smokes, he is on point in this video. And education, yes, education is extremely important, but not just school education. Education is so important. Education is so vital. Okay, I definitely 1000% agree. All types of education, not necessarily, right? You could go to college for liberal arts and come out and be broke and be in debt. Or you could go to trade school, right? And you could actually learn a trade and apply those skills through the education that you learn at the school. It's all about how you use the education. It's not just about education. You could get education. You could get the most highest degree. If you're not clever enough, if you're not street smart enough, if you're not wise enough, if you don't have enough experience with people one-on-one, right? Then you could have all the education you want, and that could go out the door. So, and I didn't expect Mrs. Scott here to go in on that point, right? He only had so much time. Look, they're already cutting him off, so I'm sure he would have expounded on that had he had the time. But I'm going to give it to you straight. You know, I don't sugarcoat. I'm going to tell it to you straight, and that's how it is. I think that's why you guys like the channel. So, guys, let me know what you think. Do you agree with Tim Scott here, or nothing? I don't know. Maybe you don't. Yeah, maybe you don't. Who knows, right? So get in the comment section. You know I get active in the comments. Make sure you slap the like button and kick the subscribe button for more. Until next time, peace out.